Alright.
Give us a minute, folks. This is CM Styles and Destroying Kayfabe. We are doing a test run today. Um, we got a lot to talk about here in a little bit, but for now, I'm going to try to share the stream again. I screwed up. It's been almost a year. We'll also wait for a few folks to come on in before we get this underway. Alright, so we're up and running. What's going on, guys? As I said, I am CM Styles. This is Destroying Kayfabe, one of your number one sources to WWE and independent news. Along with me today, as always, is none other than C Double. How are you doing, my man?
Man, we are live in Technicolor, if you will, and I am ready for this, man. This has been a long time coming.
Hey, it's great to have you on here, and you know, I wish we got more on the show today, but everyone else has got stuff going on, which is cool. So today we're just going to do a little BSing about what's going on, what's going on with Destroying Kayfabe. Basically, for the last 6 to 7 months, I've been on a huge hiatus. For those who didn't know, I relocated to Florida. This is the new headquarters for the show. I just moved into a new house within the last few weeks. I've been out of town and unable to do a whole lot of stuff, and it was driving me nuts. Um, No, I did have a laptop. I was able to do stuff, but it just wouldn't have been the same. I didn't have, the privacy to do what I wanted to do. So I apologize ahead of time. But here I am, live and
Right.
in living color. It feels good to be back. Damn, it feels real good, I should say. Um, Great to have you on board, C Double. And of course, uh, our brother from another mother, Mr. J Bone himself, who is watching the show. Glad you could make it. Um, got quite a few people coming in. Anybody that would like to speak up on the Destroying Kayfabe brand, feel free to do it. I'll be here for at least the next half an hour to 45 minutes, maybe less, depending on what we touch base on. Um, Anything you'd like to say, C Dub?
Man, you ain't the only one that's been out of contact for a while. Me and you both, we have been keeping contact with each other, trying to make sure everything was going well and not we haven't lost each other out, because you know how that mess goes. Um, but we've been, what you call it? I've been also trying to relocate it, dealing with new systems, and now being able to actually have a man cave where we actually can have a podcast studio where we can actually do podcasts and not actually do it from like a living room or a bedroom. It's just so much different now. Being able to sit down, do the stuff, been able to watch a lot of the podcasts out there. By the way, big shout out to J Bone. I've been enjoying your work with your reviews on Impact, and CM definitely hooked me up on that one. And I'm just gonna say, dude, it's good to have you back. You're good at this stuff. Me and you've been a team at this. It's almost kind of feel like Shawn Michaels, Triple H. Even though we're bald, you might tear a pec, we can still show the world we got it.
Oh, absolutely, man. Of course, I am losing on the top, so I'll be joining the club here real soon. But I haven't torn a pec yet, but it feels like I have in the recent weeks. But that's all because I've been so busy moving things left and right. It's just been hectic, dude. Recently, I updated my man cave just for my, you know, just for broadcasting pleasures. Um, Sooner or later, I'll get my webcam up and running and show pictures. Uh, I've even been asked if I want to give a brief history on my figures that I collect. So, sooner or later I'm going to do that. That's on the list, and not Jericho's list.
Do you realize though, if we all did something similar to that, it'd probably be a long ass show because of the fact all of us have certain figures, certain stories to each one. It'd be pretty much hilarious to enjoy.
Yeah. And the thing that sucks about how I have my stuff all set up, once I do get on camera, you're not going to see it behind me. It's going to be right in front of me. So I'm going to have to fix up my office a little bit here, and and it'll have to face me and my collection. Um,
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like, if you look at what I have on my system, like you're able to see my cam. Uh, you know, I don't. I just have the blackboard, or I have the banner, and I have the wall. But everything else is in front of me, so it's like I got a load of stuff, and I've sent you pictures of. But it's like, yeah, I had to make that decision. But it is what it is. It depends on what works with you better. And for us, being where we are, it's nice to have something that we can actually get to and work on. So
yeah, that's a work in progress. Later down the road, I'd like to set up my office a little bit more lenient. Right now, everything I have set up is just temporary. I like having things in uniform, so that way it makes things a little bit easier to work with. Um, but yeah, overall, enough talking about my man cave. Let's talk about destroying kayfabe. Let's talk about bringing this back. For the last few months, I've been in and out with wrestling. I have not watched a whole lot because I've just been busy with my personal life. Um, you know, Being a married man with kids, it's pretty tough trying to squeeze in 2-3 hours at night to watch one of my favorite programs that I've been watching for the last God, 20 plus years. And with us only having 2 cable boxes in the house, I had to find an alternate way to watch the show. And lately I've been watching highlights on YouTube, trying to see what I've been missing, and from what I've been seeing, I have not been missing much. I mean, they can put on a clinic, but when it comes to stories, it's just been very, very bland. I've seen there's been a lot of face and heel turns, things that should not have been said on live TV, i.e. Dean Ambrose. Things that are going way too far, and then there's things that are just not going far enough. The show, I hate to say, kind of needs a reboot.
Sorry, go ahead.
That laughter, I can already tell that's an agreement that the show does need exactly that.
Hold on. Remember, you're also the producer of my show, too, so me and you kind of have an idea where we're going.
Oh, absolutely. And the idea and the general direction of where things need to go, they need to go back up north, because right now everything they're doing is just going down south. And I don't mean our way in a good way either. WWE can go blow a goat. Absolutely, it can. And for that, the reason it's being said like that is because of last week's, was it last week? With what Dean Ambrose said about the Shield has to pay the price for everything they've done, and him mentioning Roman Reigns has he has the answer to the man upstairs now. Who allowed that to be said on TV?
I actually don't have a problem with him saying that. Of all the things that I have my list of, that didn't even make it. I actually had no problem with him saying that, and it's nothing against Roman. It really isn't.
I watched it not on live, but I watched it on YouTube. I saw a clip, and I said to myself, that was pretty rude, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a social justice warrior or anything like that, but when you're telling them, when you're mentioning a man that's dying, literally dying, or fighting for his life, to answer the man upstairs, that kind of hit a nerve on me. I mean, I've lost family to leukemia, cancer, any form of cancer. And I think to myself, if this was done in the 90s, that would have been one thing. But when it was done in the 90s, there was apologies right behind that. And I'll go ahead and say, do you remember watching ECW back in the day when Raven put Sandman on a cross? Yeah, that was actually one of their biggest moments in ECW history, actually. Very, very big moment. Well, it offended a lot of Christians and a few fans in the crowd. And because of that, before the show ended, Raven had to come out and do an apology. Not because he wanted to, but because of Heyman and the producers backstage. Yeah, and look, this is on par with what I'm talking about. Everything that's being said by Ambrose it's got to have some type of consequence behind it. Okay, hold on. Here's what I'm going to say, and we're going to go into a lot of this into deep, all right? Because as you know, I've been doing shows too, and I've been compressing a lot of this stuff, and I'm not really going into a lot of detail because, quite honestly, I think the bigger argument is who's doing it better, WWE or NXT right now. All right, and I will put NXT up against anything because, to be honest, Triple H is not only managing it, he's got Shawn Michaels as one of the guys working with him. He's got a lot of the guys we call the Clique, but here's the thing. They are putting out a top-notch product.
They're letting the talent step out and be their own. And if you ever notice, when these guys go into WWE, there's a drop back. There's not that same intensity, and it's because Vince is in charge. Now, let's go to Dean Ambrose, because I want to go into that a little later. But I want to talk about Dean Ambrose, because me and you have been about this for the longest time. Dean Ambrose, people have said, has been watered down.
Oh, I believe that, without a shadow of a doubt, he has been, and
that his character is watered down. Dean Ambrose, if Johnny Moxley saw Dean Ambrose, he would want to beat the hell out of him, and that's like the basic saying of that. So my thing is this: what we're seeing with this Dean Ambrose, and it's like this: we cannot say we want brutality, we want an in-your-face feel to everything, a full throttle, nothing is sacred type deal. And then when they start doing it, we got to go, whoa, 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 pump the brakes. You can't have both. You know that. Like we're getting, let's put it this way. Someone said it perfectly. Wow. Women are getting, becoming more brutal savages than the guys are in WWE. That was a tweet on WWE. And now we all know where it was from. It was from Becky Lynch when she got her nose broken. And then, you saw Charlotte and Ronda when Ronda got her mouth busted. The point is they, we're seeing that brutality come back. We're seeing that, all-out rage. So, for me, I'm not going to come or say, well, they need to do something. To be honest, if they want to, that's their prerogative. They don't have to, in my view. C double, because I'm the guy that's saying we need more of this. We need somebody to cross the line. And here's the thing: we know how close Dean Ambrose and Roman are. I really seriously doubt Dean is just going to say something like that and not be like, "Yo, dude, if you're going to see this, you know where I'm going." And he'll, And by the way, folks, saw a latest image of Roman. He's fine. I mean, I'm not saying that the leukemia is, beaten, but he's in good spirits. He's not, on his deathbed. He's
talking about him being at the football game.
Yeah, he was at the football game, which is no big deal, but he was at the football game. He's a Georgia Tech alum, so he was there. He had a hoodie on, so I couldn't see if he had his hair or not. But he's in good spirits because he still was able to smile. He was still, to be out. You see what I'm saying? So if he's battling it, he is battling it. But the thing is, I don't think, it's one of the, like he said, he's going to fight this with all he's got and come back. I'm not going to be surprised if he comes back because of the way he's, looks and everything. So with that being said, I don't think, that's why I didn't put that Dean Ambrose line as a issue. Because I thought, honestly, he probably told Dean or Roman what he was going to say.
If not just that, I'm sure it had to do with creative, because that's who feeds him the lines. I mean, if he ad-libbed it and it got the okay and then it got the approval from Roman, that's one thing. But like I said, it hits a soft spot to me.
I agree. When it comes to cancer, everybody should have a soft spot with it, with everyone that we know and everything. But I talking with people that actually have lost people with cancer, also, they didn't really see anything wrong with it, because what they said the same thing. If Roman and Dean are friends, and also knowing how freaking, what's the word we're looking for? Micromanage, I guess, or
something like that.
Lately? Yeah. So if the people are writing this stuff, then those are the ones that need to be taken to task for it. But again, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to be upset about that. I think there's so much more to be upset about. And, obviously you going here is going to be great because it looks like me and you are going to have a wonderful time talking about this.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be plenty of moments talking about shit like this down the road. And, hey, Agent, how you doing? Welcome back, buddy. Great to have you on the show with us. Well, not voice-wise, but being in the chat.
What's up,
It's
Agent? You haven't missed, or you just trust us. We'll keep you informed.
yeah. I'm gonna have the show and the results and everything else on this screen right here. I'm gonna have the chat right to the left of me, so that way I can see what's going on.
Yeah, this is kind
Um,
of cool. I kind of like doing this on the YouTube here.
oh, I do too, man. I just built a few new computers just for this purpose,
Look,
and
you're gonna have to show me this because I'm gonna have to go this route too because I love this options the way that we got here.
I'll teach you. I'll teach you just like I teach everybody else, man. It's simple. It's basic work.
So you are the guru of greatness. So let's just go ahead and put that on there. I'm the must
I
see.
wouldn't go that far, but hey, if you want to go there, I'll soak it in, man.
So are we gonna call you CM Impact now?
Actually, I gotta see if I have Pop TV, because if I have Pop, I will be doing Impact reviews.
I got Pop. And I'm gonna go here because of you, J-Bone, and there's another one out there. You guys have gotten me into watching Impact. It's not only on my DVR, it's on my watch list as soon as I get up to watch it because I really enjoyed the product lately. It's been nice. They've actually the even with that Bound for Glory show was very good.
Oh, dude, I was really impressed with it. That I managed to watch. What was that? Has it been a month or two already since BFG happened? October.
It was October, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, I was at my in-laws watching that, and I stayed up late just so I can see who all the surprise visitors are going to be, and there really wasn't many, but
yeah, but
the
thankfully
Austin Aries controversy, that was pretty insane. I was like, did he just do what I thought he did? And
oh, I know.
yeah, he did it.
Yeah, me and you were like on the phone the whole, or messaging each other, and then then you were like, dude, you got to hear J-Bone, and yeah, J-Bone, we're gonna give you a lot of plugs, but boy, you better hook us up next time. No problem. You let Ambrose be among Moxley.
And then, of course, outside of the industry, aside from Impact and WWE, there's been a lot of controversy going on in the independent scene. One of the biggest things going on is it feels like it's been swept under the rug already. Either that, or I'm just not getting up to date with the story. But we had one James Ellsworth get into a shitload of trouble within the last few weeks.
I believe he has gotten blackballed big time because
he got removed from every independent show that's out there. It's just crazy, dude. Like, now is not a good time to be a wrestling fan because of creepers like that. I want to say I hope it's not true, but apparently someone saw leaked photos and it's got his face in it. So that's verification that it's true.
They're still trying to find the chin, but yeah, there's no the face definitely matches. Yeah, that. Oh, yeah. And here's the thing: I couldn't stand the bastard anyway, so I really don't feel bad. I know quite a few guys that have worked with him. Never really got any word about how he was in the locker room or whatnot, but I just personally never saw. Call me a jerk on this one. I never saw it with him. To me, he just annoyed the piss out of me. And it's one of those. How remember back in the day how we used to say certain people, you outlive your run, your little 15 seconds of fame. All right, move on. That's how I felt about James Ellsworth. I mean, I really didn't. I couldn't stand him. He definitely had the creep vibe. And let's put it this way: Stone Cold would have loved him because he would have definitely called him the creepy little bastard. That would have definitely taken that role.
Oh, of course, man. I just lost everything, so just give me 1 minute. actually working on the laptop while doing this, making
Oh,
sure
God.
that.
So
There
I
we
guess
go.
all right. So the question is this, Sam. You know, what are your views right now with the product as we are seeing it now?
The
Um,
product now is stale. If we're
okay.
talking WWE, the product is stale. It's trying to amp up, but there's still a lot of things that it needs to catch up on. And I hate to be the hypocrite. I hate to be the whiner and complainer, but we're in an age now where we're allowed to critique on things that we watch. There's a reason why they have a thing called podcasts, so we can go out there and speak our voice, speak our opinions. Um, we get to, how can I say this? We get to
Man,
say what we want without being punished.
you're gonna get me in trouble, and we haven't even done a full show yet.
I know. And the thing is, we're not even supposed to be talking about this just yet. This is supposed to be what's going on with the show, but I fear, you know what? We got the time. I got another. You know what? We'll go as long as we can.
Well,
But
well, well. Okay, you're saying it's stale. It's because you said you've been on hiatus. So what have you watched? What is it that let's let's go back and forth. What are some good takes, bad takes? You know, because all right. To be fair, I've been in the wrestling business in the indie scene.
yeah, I remember SVW.
Yeah, that piece of shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, and basically it became a good old boy club. With guys that couldn't get out of the old school WCW ways. But yet they never moved up or done anything. So anyway, my thing is this: working with them, I would hear, well, you just do podcasts, so shut up because you don't know what we do. You've never been in these ropes. You don't know anything. You don't know. But yet they're getting ideas from me. And I'm going, so you're going to tell Jim Ross that he's never been in the ring?
Actually, he has.
Yeah, well, but you're going to tell Golden Soley he's never been. And to be technical, I've gotten in the ring quite a few times. I was the referee. I was the announcer. I did interviews. So I've been in the ring. So, but still, they just wanted me to play the music and everything, but keep my mouth shut. Or I should not have a say. So when you talk about podcasts and how it gives us the outlet to speak our minds, I agree. Because, let's be honest, me and you, I've worked with you. Me and you've been a tag team in this whole adventure. We've went our solo ways, but, we always teamed up again. But like we are again. That's why I said we're like DX. We're like herpes. We just can't stay away.
I don't know about that part, but there's a cure somewhere.
There is, but it's in Saudi Arabia, and it costs too damn much money. So anyway. Oh, boom.
Come on, man. I'm trying to keep my show afloat.
Don't worry. We love Blood Money. It was a great show. I mean, crowds rule. Anyway.
Let's go ahead into the chat real quick.
Yeah.
No problem, guys. I still think they should let Ambrose be Moxley. And I highly agree. He should be Moxley. But, you can talk as violent as you want, talk as aggressive as you want. But there's some things you should not say that will piss off someone really, really bad. And sooner or later, Moxley mode will kick in. I saw Moxley mode prior to the Shield when he was working house shows and dark matches in the WWE.
There's no doubt Dean Ambrose is going to evolve the Moxley character into Ambrose, because we really never saw Dean Ambrose go full deranged, full lunatic style. And I'm going to go here. When he came back, let's be honest, that was more of a Moxley look than the original.
Yeah, that was I'm going to turn heel on you when you least expect it look. And it took almost a month and a half, 2 months to finally do it. And
I like the agent. Great comment. I like what you just said. WWE focusing on the past instead of the future besides NXT. Here's the thing about that. I think that's the best point to make is in the 90s, and when you had, what was it? The Monday Night Wars. CM, tell me if you agree with this, all right?
All right.
You had, Vince had a choice. His old stars were going to WCW. So in a retrospect, he really didn't have a choice, but he had to make a decision. He had to go with these young guys and start pumping life in those guys. And those young guys were Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon. And then, then they left, but then Triple H, The Rock, and yeah, you had Mick Foley, but Mick Foley was able to do certain things that, you weren't able to do with other guys. Jericho came into the picture. And yes, I get what the guy's saying, besides the NXT, because I think NXT in itself is cementing its own legacy. But there are a lot of guys in WWE right now who are considered future guys, but they're not even getting looked at. They're not even. It's a miracle if not just Finn Balor, but if Apollo Crews gets in a match. It's a miracle if Samoa Joe gets in a match lately.
The thing with NXT, and I've been thinking about this for a while. I think it's a great brand. It's one of the best products out there. I just see every talent that comes up from NXT, about 60-70% of them become giant flops because Vince loses faith in them. It's like, oh, you're an indie darling and you belong down here. We're not going to pay you as much, but you're going to be in the WWE, but you're not going to be on the main roster. And if you do make it on the main roster, you're not going to make it. I've been thinking about that for a while now, and it gets under my skin. There's quite a few talents that we can actually reference to this, and let's look at guys like No Way Jose. Who else do we have on there? Dolph Ziggler's twin.
Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, that's the guy, Tyler Breeze. I couldn't remember him. Dolph Jr. is what I call him.
Leave Shawn Michaels and Diesel alone, man. They are epic together.
They are doing great together, but at the same time, there's a little bit of tension between the two.
Hold on.
I think for the fact that we're going to see Big Daddy Cool Drew, he's going to be the breakout star of that tag team.
So is Sean Ziggler gonna super kick him in Survivor Series? Oh wait a minute, that already happened. So we're gonna have to wait till next Survivor Series. Sorry, these are
better yet. The Royal Rumble is right around the corner.
So it could happen. We still have luck.
But hey, anything can happen in the world of wrestling entertainment. Let's see what we got here. For example, Crown Jewel WrestleMania for the last 10 years and Fastlane in 2017. I barely watched Crown Jewel. I really had no interest in it.
Okay, I watched it.
A lot of people protested against it. I was kind of in between on it for the fact that, the whole journalist situation and...
Yeah,
I got more detail on that story, and we'll talk about that after the show.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I wanted to see, why was it such a big deal to be there? All right? And I get it, all right? But my thing is this. That has two things. That show, to me, was not that great. I thought, the first few matches were good. I thought the WWE title match was good. But then once you got to the finals, and then once you got to the Universal title, and then the finals, and then Blow Up City, and, I read something where Sean didn't feel like he did his best, or, he felt, disappointed. I can't get mad at Sean. He was the best one in the match. But what I'll say to this is you put him with somebody that actually could go with him, i.e. AJ Styles, top guy, that would have been fine. But yeah, that show, I like I said, I didn't really, I didn't really like how it went.
That wasn't me.
That was me, so don't worry. It was just a email. I haven't gotten a chance to learn how to, silence that, so I apologize.
But yeah, Crown Jewel became a meme for America. Everyone called it blood money, and it wasn't far from the truth from what was going on. Let's see what else we got. Fastlane in 2017. I barely remember it.
I do too. I'm trying to remember it. God, because hold on, I'm gonna actually pull up the card. So give me a second.
By the way, you've got mail. LOL.
All right, buttholes. Yes. Fastlane at 2017. I think I know why we were trying to forget it so badly. It had Bill Goldberg's return to go against I believe Kevin Owens, and utterly destroyed the whole landscape of WWE as we know it, with part-time champions defending the title in the universe.
Yeah, Agent just mentioned that in the chat. Like I said, I don't think I watched Fastlane. No, I did not, because I was not home at the time. That was when my house went under a freezing pattern, and I had to be evacuated for a month.
Yeah, well, let me give you just some of the matches. There was Samoa Joe defeated Sami Zayn. Gallows and Anderson, who used to be used, they were the tag champions. They defeated some guy named Big Cass and some guy that got kicked out of Survivor Series, Amore Enzo, I think. I can't remember his name. He's not even memorable. Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax. Cesaro defeated Jinder Mahal. Big Show defeated Rusev. Neville defeated Jack Gallagher. Roman defeated Braun. Bayley became the champion against Charlotte. And Goldberg defeated Kevin Owens. Wow.
What a pay-per-view right there. Tell me that's not the greatest pay-per-view of all time.
I'll put asses in the seats.
Didn't put mine, that's for damn sure.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah. So aside from that, more on the brand. More than likely, I will cover Monday Night Raw. If I have Pop TV, I will cover Impact. If I don't, I'm going to have to find alternate ways to watch the show. Pop really needs to either be on TV, on my TV, or Impact needs to find a better network. And with Impact going after dark, that really affects things.
I think it's for the better, though.
I mean, it'll help the show out in terms of rating, or not ratings, but the TV rating.
The content, I think, is key.
Yeah, that. It can be TV 14, and it can do things that certain independent companies I've seen do, or it can go back to the old TNA with the Showgirls.
Oh, yes.
Which was pretty cool. But yeah, I want to cover Raw. That's the flagship of our show anyway, covering Monday Night Raw. Impact, I got no reason to dog it anymore. It's been a pretty good product from what I've seen. Watched plenty of wrestling while I was hanging out with J-Bone, and Impact was one of the shows. I would love to get into Lucha, but we don't even know if it's going to get a 5th season. So
yeah,
that's sad to say. And I talk to Marty the Moth once in a while on Discord and try to get word on season 5, and it's like everything's being kept tight-lipped. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a season 5, but I don't think we're going to see it on LRA.
Oh man, see that sometimes the network makes the show, and I think that it being on El Rey actually really makes it just it sinks. It makes it really stands out some. And people can't really dog it. They've had very good shows and very good matches on that on Lucha Underground.
Yeah, if you don't hear nothing by spring, then the show is pretty much dead in the water. Um, we just saw the season finale, and yeah, that's all I really got to say about that because I don't know what to say about Lucha.
Well, now let's ask the big question here. Because we are talking about, WWE. What can they do? So, what is WWE finally slipping enough that the other promotions can get their stuff straightened and actually make a challenge to them? Or also, what is your thoughts on Cody Rhodes and what he did?
Oh, with All Elite Wrestling?
All in, yeah.
Or All In. Him doing All In, now that I did watch. I missed like maybe 2 or 3 matches. But from what I saw, All In, that was a glorified indie show. There's no doubt about it. It filled up an entire arena just about. Everything everything you saw appeared to happen the way it was supposed to, and I gotta say it was pretty good. Seeing the return of Joey Ryan, coming back from the dead and having a bunch of floating penises around him, which was pretty weird, but it was still cool. Seeing Cody pick up the NWA World Title against Nick Aldis, that was pretty cool as well. And of course, we had Hangman versus Joey Janela, which was an insane match, especially at the end. Okada versus the Villain.
Yeah.
That match went on longer than expected, and there was a little bit of backstage heat because of it. But it's all right.
Yeah, didn't Omega go against Pentagon, and it was and we all.
And then Jericho was in as soon as the lights went out. Like it flickered a little bit, and Jericho was in the ring instead.
Jericho's awesome. I don't care what anyone
Jericho's
says.
a badass. I'm sorry. You can say anything you want about Jericho. I mean, yeah,
I
the guy might be pushing his 50s here soon, but
I don't care. Let me explain. Chris Jericho or it's like this. They said that they were doing the best in the world. That's invalid because Chris Jericho will forever be best in the world. That man is incredible. And he can get heat. He can get you to love him. He's awesome. But no, the reason why I'm asking about Cody, and I think a lot of you guys will agree with me, ever since Cody Rhodes got released, if you notice, Vince has been scared to death of letting guys go. And because he knows if he lets them go, they're going to be calling up Cody. And, there was like this list of guys that he truly didn't want to let go, which was Dolph Ziggler, Zack Ryder, and a few other guys. But I found that list interesting. Even Miz was on the list. But it's like they keep pushing him. But the thing is Miz keeps wanting his guys in. So, which is hilarious because it's Dolph Ziggler, it's Drew McIntyre, it's John Morrison, or John Impact. And I just find it interesting that, Cody, because I kept telling people, because you remember this too, CM, me and you, when we talked about, who could be that next star, I kept pushing Cody. I said, Cody Rhodes is the guy, because look who his dad is. Look who, he had to sit at the doorstep of the whole time. His dad, he's seen Rick. He's been with that family. He knows the business. And then and I agree with you, it did feel like a glorified indie show. But, man, they put the money into it, and they gave people what they wanted. So, I mean, like I said, if Cody did that, could you imagine if someone else who gets ticked off of WWE wants to collaborate with them?
Dude, I know I would.
If I'm Finn Balor, that's the guy I'm making a first phone call to. And I mean, and then what was it? I don't know if you saw this, but it was online. It was the Legends of NXT or League of God, you guys might know this better than I could. But I guess they were talking about a video game, but it was Seth Rollins, Dolph's little brother, Cesaro, Ruby Riott, and some other no name. And they were across from Adam Cole, Shayna Baszler, what's else on it? But either way, Johnny Gargano and some other guys. And what was so funny is Seth going, yeah, we remember when we were in NXT, we burnt the house down. It was awesome. But see, we're now in WWE now. And Adam Cole takes the mic and goes, Seth, you're right. He says, but let's be honest, fans here rather see NXT before they see WWE. Am I right? And the fans just erupted.
Ain't that the damn truth?
Amen. By the way, I love the Undisputed, by the way.
Like I said, now I haven't watched NXT much lately. I canceled my network a while ago. But what I do see has been pretty impressive. It's not stale.
No, it's not.
Every week it's something new. There's no long range feuds except for, their top guys. But you don't see all their top guys all the time. You see fresh new talent developing, working their asses off, trying to make that paycheck, trying to entertain the crowd without a stupid gimmick. And it works because that crowd down there in Full Sail University, I shouldn't say down there, I'm already near it. So it's right above me. So up above me in Orlando. They're getting their money's worth out of all this fresh new talent. And I would hate to see them go to the main roster.
That's where, it's like I'm watching and I'll go, or, I think a lot of us agree when it's like you're watching it and you're going, okay, well, they're really good. Man, I hope, like, for me, if I'm watching women matches on NXT, the first thing I'm saying is, man, I hope they don't go to the main roster because they'll be forgotten.
I mean, like I said, look at some of these guys, like we said, Tyler Breeze, No Way Jose. They had their moments, and then all of a sudden they're the jobber to the stars. Or we're going to put you on main event, or 205 Live.
I'd rather be on 205 before I would be on the main roster. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but at least you'll have a little more time to work. I don't know, man. It's just, I think WWE, it's like, and like my thing is this: if you're a gimmick guy, like No Way Jose, come on. How many times have we seen gimmick guys go long into WWE?
There's been quite a few. They'll get Doink the Clown.
Yeah, but no.
But that gimmick was also the death of him.
Yeah, exactly. What have I told you about those gimmicks? Think of Sandow. Everyone remember. All right, let's talk about Sandow because this is one thing I bet you J-Bone don't like talking about either. But and I'm not picking on you, but no, I'll never forget. You messaged me. Everybody that our circle with our wrestling messaged me going, "Have you seen Aaron Rex promo?"
Oh, Sandow.
Yeah, and I went, yeah. Ain't it amazing? I mean, he just went. I was like,
he went full ham on the WWE.
Oh yeah, and about the characters and everything. A month later, what was he doing? Playing a gay guy. My case is closed. It's like, don't you start that crap with me.
Yeah, he didn't last very long in Impact.
One image that was so great was him. He was walking down the aisle with one of the titles, and Cody walking past him in his suit, and they crossed eyes at each other, and it's like you saw that look of, yeah, you're about to get buried, dude. And that's Cody telling him.
And the sad thing is that Cody and Rex were a tag team in the WWE.
Yeah, a good one. And again, key person a part of that, Cody. Yeah, I'm a Cody mark. I don't give a damn.
But let's see, what else we got here? Ryder was a self-made, and if he leaves, he's going to be like Juice Robinson. Oh yeah, I know who Juice Robinson is. I just don't know much about him.
Did you hear that promo where Cody just like everyone talked about Juice Robinson about how he's got promo, he can speak his heart, he speaks his heart. He's like, you know, because he's like one of Dusty's kids. He's like, well, I'm Dusty's kid. I'm going, oh shit.
Yeah, it doesn't get any more legendary than Dusty.
And I do get it because Dusty, you know, the NXT guys that were connected with Dusty, that was like, you know, because Dusty was everything to a lot of guys and women, you know. So there's nothing against it. It's just, man. That's why I just want Cody to come. If Cody comes back, it's got to be his turn. And I still kind of believe deep down that Triple H is Triple H kind of looked at him and said, man, if you go, this is what you go do this. I'm sorry. Triple H is doing some real good. And I'm sorry. I just feel like he has an idea that Cody was really that good too.
Yeah, Cody is something. I mean, I'm not going to say he's the best in the world, but he has charisma. He has a lot of it. And the WWE exposed that.
Yeah. Well, not just that.
Well, not exposed, but more like exploited. They're like, we're going to give you a terrible gimmick. We're going to make you the brother of Goldust. And I'm like,
and not that, but how many times have we talked about it? When it came to Cody, whatever gimmick they gave him, he shined.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that I think everybody couldn't. I think Hunter appreciated, but Vince didn't. And I think that was the biggest issue. And then that, like I said, a lot of this is coming from Vince that does not care for Cody. And it's basically because Cody's that damn good. Now,
so with that being said, I'm glad you mentioned his name. Do you think it might be time for him to finally step down?
Oh, I've thought that for the longest time. It ain't about, you know, do I think now? I think for the longest time he should have been phased
out of love and respect for the guy.
You know, no, not even that. I'm looking at. Okay, think about it this way, CM. We have a care. We love a product. We love something. Okay, we make something and we love it. We want to make it the best we can. All right. So then we get that opportunity to say, okay, what can we do? You know, we've taken it as far as we can. Let's give it to the next generation. That is hard to do, but it's the smart thing to do to keep it going. Because if you, or at least always be looking at, if we were managing a wrestling organization, we have to look at it, okay, I have these top guys, but they're getting old. You know, I can depend on them for a couple of shows. I really need to pump some life in these guys. And Vince keeps, you know, screwing it up. And I'm sorry, I'm watching WWE. I'm watching NXT, and I'm seeing a better product, and I'm going, if Hunter can have, if this product is this good, and Hunter is a part of it, then why can't he be a part of Raw? What is it that's missing? Besides the fact that and I get that, but again, are you wanting to control your legacy, or are you just wanting to make it all about you? If that's the case, then there's no help. I mean, and not only that, Brock ain't gonna last forever. Let's make that clear too.
Yep.
And you said something. You said, you know, Cody will never be best in the world. You're right. But you know what Cody is? He's the one that knows it all. And not only that, he excels with whatever you give him. I'll give that moniker to Chris Jericho. He's the best in the world. Cody Rhodes, I'm sorry, he's the best overall. Because you could look at him and go, all right, play heel and just take it over. He'll take it over, and he'll exploit all the guys.
Oh, yeah.
Look what he did to Moose. After he did whatever he wrestled with Moose, Moose wasn't going to be faced for long.
True, true.
And that was an exclusive backstage I heard on that one.
And before we keep going, for those who are still watching, if you're enjoying the content that you're seeing right now, feel free to hit that thumb button. Smash that little ring, or that little bell.
Yeah.
As, how'd I say it, J-Bone? Ding-a-ling-a-ling. And get your notifications so you know when Destroying Kayfabe goes live. And be sure to hit that sub button.
Yeah, do that, please, because, we would like some people to like us.
And for those who are in the show and would like to give more of their input on the show, what you would like to see from Destroying Kayfabe, feel free to put that in the live chat or when you watch the live or the post recording. Feel free to go ahead. Feel free to go ahead and go in the comment section below and tell us what you'd like to see us talk about. I know one thing I would love to get into is New Japan, but with that being limited to us in the US, I mean, they do have the New Japan Pro Network or something like that, which is like $9.99, $10 yen. I might have to get it.
You'll get to Japan, I'll get to WWE. We'll all work off together.
But
So I guess we are really going to become more of we're going to be an open forum at times. We'll talk Raw, I believe, for sure. But we're going to also, if we got people on the chat, they want to talk about other things, we're talking, dude.
Yeah, and the thing is, what we're going to do differently is we're going to do Tuesday mornings for Monday Night Raw review. My evenings are booked. So if you are a daytime person and you have nothing going on, you're more than welcome to come to the live show. And as for Impact, that'll probably be on Friday mornings, depending if I watch it.
Yep.
But, yeah, a few more things, and we're going to get out of here. I don't know what else to really talk about, but...
What's just real quick? Let's we're not just throwing it out there because we hadn't talked about it all show. What's your thoughts about the way the whole women's division has been going, and particularly, you got Ronda Rousey, the Charlotte, but now this force, like no other, Becky Lynch, the Man, who is
she is definitely the Man.
Oh my God, she really is. I don't care.
She took that punch like a champ, and the next day she was on SmackDown, giving up her slot to none other than Charlotte.
What did you think? Go ahead.
She says she could not wait to get back into the ring because she's going to have her day with Ronda Rousey. But now the way I see it, I think she's going to get her match with Nia Jax.
I think she'll get Nia. She, kind of like that Stone Cold, revenge towards Owen. And I hate to bring that up, but I'm sorry, that was one of the best moments actually back in the day. But yeah, I can't wait. And then it's like Charlotte went crazy. That's fine, but to me, it's all about the Man. I'm serious. Sometimes you go, when someone says something, you go, okay, are they really going to live up to it? This is and I said this before. Maybe y'all will, like me or tell me what you think on this. But I feel like this whole women's evolution. Everyone's been saying, "Oh, it's a women's evolution. We're all together. We're all." You've been needing somebody to to be the symbol of it, to just stand out and go. You can have your chosen ones. You can have your, and it could have been anyone. But the fact that it's Becky has made it all the better. It's like everyone is loving and just they're full throttle behind her.
Oh, hold on a second. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because my audio device just went nuts on me. But yeah, this whole women's revolution thing, I mean, it's been going strong for years. I support it in every way. As long... How can I say this without sounding like a sexist? Don't abuse the women's revolution.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Because I enjoy every inch of its content. I love the women that wrestle, that go out there, perform, put their bodies online. I respect the shit out of that. But you don't need an all-women's pay-per-view, which bombed, by the way. It looked like a glorified house show. You could have given it a much better look. Now, they gave him a Hell in a Cell moment, which was a while back. They gave him a Women's Royal Rumble, which was pretty cool. Now they're going to start forcing this all down everyone's throat. Rumor has it that they want to make a women's main event for WrestleMania. I don't know how that's going to work out with the IWC or the WWE Universe.
I'll tell you how it's going to work out. It's going to be Charlotte, or it's going to be Ronda versus Becky. I mean, the fact and the rub that people are getting going crazy on with Becky, and then when she did what she did on Raw, that's what I'm saying. She's the only one now that I think everyone can look and go, if she's in the main event of Mania, I'm watching it. I actually don't think. I think if it was Charlotte versus Rousey, I think a lot of people would kind of be put offish by what, or would actually look and see at what you said, CM, and go, I agree with what you're saying. If it was anyone other, but I think it's Becky's involved, you got nothing to worry about. I think it'll be gold.
No, I have a lot of confidence in Becky Lynch. I love her work. I love her attitude. You know, the ethics of her is just oozing machismo.
She is truly. I mean, what was it? Somebody who was like, he follows wrestling and he does sports talk, but he's like, she has that Stone Cold vibe. She has that rattlesnake. You know, just that. She don't care who you are. And I'm going, I can't argue with that.
Now, Agent brought up a good point. He said, hey, the Mae Young Finals was good. Also, the fact that the Royal Rumble winner hasn't been in the main event since Roman. Now, I did miss the Mae Young Classics. Like I said, I don't have the network. Eventually, I'll get back to it again. Right now, the WWE has to bring me back full-time after its staleness, its going too far with certain storylines, and just puts me to sleep once in a while.
I still don't understand the damn tag team division, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I got to watch more of it to understand again, and I'm going to start by watching it tonight. I don't care where I watch it at. More than likely, I watch it here in the cave. And come tomorrow morning around, I don't know, probably about 10, 11 o'clock my time, I'll probably end up doing a Raw review. And hopefully everybody that's here watching right now becomes a part of the show. It's going to be very exciting.
I'm down for it.
And let me finals. What is that? Evolution.
The Women's Evolution. That's the name of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, like I said, I seen the screenshots. I seen some videos on YouTube, and it just no.
Hey man, I like the pancake party. I'm not down with the dance party though. I just, I don't want cold pancakes. That's what I keep saying.
I like pancakes.
I do too, but I want them fresh and cooked. I don't want them cold. And you're throwing them across the dang arena. Guess what? They're not going to be piping hot.
After the show, I'm gonna have to go get some pancake mix. Thanks a lot, guys.
Dance party. J-Bo's gonna have to start doing a dance party on his podcast.
Yeah, and he gets to wear his cowboy hat.
Do it just like Carmelo does.
Dance break. Out there doing the Minecraft or not Minecraft, Fortnite dance.
Yeah, that's what that is. Okay, thank you. I've been wondering what the hell she was doing. I'm like, what the
heck? But yeah. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm like, I'm old.
Aren't we all? I'm getting too old for this crap, but I'm doing it for the fact that the fans wanted to see me make a return. I wanted to see myself make a return.
I'm doing it for The Rock. I did it for the people.
I want to make an impact.
So CM Impact is in the house.
CM Impact is back, baby. And hopefully it's not limited time. We are going to do the baby steps. One show at a time. And eventually I'll get to doing SmackDown and maybe pay-per-views down the road. It all depends how good the show is, too. If the show's good, I'll talk about it forever. If the show's not good, I'm going to talk about it for like a half an hour to an hour and just bomb on it.
We'll make it where all of us can actually be a part of this, as in if you want, heck, I'll even contribute with all my side of my shows, and we'll make it a joint venture just to make sure we all are getting our inputs out there.
But hey, I appreciate that, Agent. I'm going to do everything I can. A lot of those that watch or that know me from J-Bone's channel, they know I deal with personal issues. I'm not talking like, family and marital shit. I deal with stuff that happened during my time of service. One of my major things now is memory loss, so I got to take down a lot of notes. And I have to be reminded. And if I have to be, that's quite fine, because then I'll sort of remember it and we go from there. But yeah, I think what we're going to do right now is wrap up this edition of Destroying Kayfabe Live. It was supposed to be a short test run. We're going over the hour mark. And I got to say thank you to everybody that has been a big part of this. I'll start a tip jar on Patreon. Hey, I wouldn't mind having that. Tip jar to Styles.
Oh man, bad right there.
But yeah, anybody that would love to be a part of the show, you're more than welcome to be a part of this. I know I said I wasn't going to use Skype anymore, and I was probably going to just do Google Hangouts, but you know what? Skype works better with OBS, and OBS loves me. So with that being said, thank you guys for being a part of this. Thank you, C-Double, for being a right-hand man today. Thanks, J-Bone, for being a big part of this. Thanks for the mental and emotional support. And thank you, Agent, also Steele, and all the other viewers that have, been a part of this. I can't wait to do this more and more and more. I can feel it in me. as Dizzy said at his wedding, he has the itch. I have it as well. I'm bringing it back, and we're going full force, and there's nothing you can do about it. The train has left the station. So
Yeah.
anything you'd like to say, C-Double, before we call it quits?
Man, look, much love. Appreciate you guys, Agent, J-Bone, on the chat. Thank you. It's been very good communicating and also watching as we're talking. And CM, thank you so much for having me back. And just know we're gonna keep doing this, man. If you're serious about it, man. I mean, we got the game power now. We can do this now. So I say, just rear back, buckle up, and let's have fun.
Hey, I've been waiting for the right moment, and the right moment is right now. And there's Steel High finally talking in chat, but I knew he was there. But yeah, thank you all for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. With that being said, y'all have a good afternoon. Peace out.
That's right. Get the hookers now.
You have been listening to Destroying Kayfabe. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday and Wednesday morning.
Or are we still on the green light?
Brought to you by bodyslam.net.
Yep. So we good?